Hello, I'm Snehal Batra, one of the managing attorneys of NPZ Law Group, and we are an immigration and nationality law firm. We have offices in New Jersey, New York, affiliations in India, and we also have a Canadian immigration practice. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the basic requirements for the L1A non-immigrant visa classification. And so my goal is to just give you an overview and a summary of the requirements. Of course, we can have a video on very specific topics related to the L1A, but today's video is really just to cover the essentials and basics of the L1A. So the L1A visa classification allows U.S. employers to transfer executives or managers from one of its foreign affiliates to the U.S. There is also a new company L1A classification, and I'm going to do another separate video on that. So I just wanted to let you know that that's a little bit different than an existing company L1A. And so the general requirements for the L1A classification entails first establishing that there is a qualifying relationship between the U.S. entity and the foreign company. And typically you have a situation where you have a parent company or a branch, a subsidiary, or an affiliate. So we have to show that ultimately an individual or another entity or a group of individuals have control over both the U.S. and the foreign company, and that's how we establish the qualifying relationship. The second requirement is that they have to currently or will be doing business in the U.S., and that means that the U.S. employer has to be doing business in at least one other country through the qualifying organization. And doing business is defined as regular, systematic, and continuous provisions of goods and services by a qualifying organization. So those are the two requirements as they pertain to the employer. One, qualifying relationship, and two, doing business. Now, the third requirement pertains to the employee. The employee, to qualify, has to be working for the foreign related entity in an executive or managerial capacity. And the requirement is that the individual, the employee, be working for one full continuous year within the last 3 years. And the second piece of that is that the employee that's being transferred has to be coming to work in the U.S. in an executive or managerial capacity for the U.S. entity. Executive capacity generally refers to the employee's ability to make decisions of wide latitude and without much oversight. And managerial capacity refers to the ability of the managerial employee to supervise and control the work of other professional employees, and also could be to manage the organization, a function, department, or subdivision. Typically, the manager has to be at a high level and is not getting direct supervision. Okay, so that's the third requirement for the L1A, is that the employee being transferred has to prove they're working in an executive or managerial capacity for one full year within the last 3 years, and they're coming to the U.S. to work in either an executive or managerial capacity. What typically happens is the foreign national being transferred to the U.S. entity would get initially a period of 3 years to come in as an L1A, and then you can request an extension in 2-year increments. The spouse and children under 21 of the principal L1A beneficiary are eligible to travel with the manager or executive. and they are classified under the L2 classification. And one of the advantages of the L1A is that the L2 spouse is eligible for work authorization. So once the L2 spouse is in the U.S., they would file an application with the USCIS, the Immigration Service, that would be able to grant the work authorization. So those are the basic requirements of the L1A, and I hope you got some good tips, and stay tuned for some more videos. Thank you for watching.